Say hello to the long-awaited return of the ultimate performance wagon. This is the 2025 BMW M5 Touring. And yes, for the first time ever, it's coming to the US. Underneath that aggressive front end is a 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8. Now, part of the plug-in hybrid system. Total output? A staggering 727 horsepower, that's 535 kilowatts, and 1000 newton meters of torque, or 738 pound-feet of torque for those watching stateside. This isn't just an M5 with a longer roof. It's been engineered from the ground up to carry its weight, literally. The new Touring tips the scales at over 2.4 tons, but BMW claims it can still hit 0 to 100 km per hour in 3.5 seconds, or from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 3.4. You've got 21-inch wheels at the rear, 20s at the front, wrapped in sticky performance rubber, hugging the classic rear bias X-Drive all-wheel drive system. And look at those brakes, because stopping a 700 plus horsepower family hauler is a serious business. And from the back, yeah, that's pure M. Quad exhausts, a muscular stance, and a diffuser that actually works. The M5 Touring looks like it wants to eat up autobahn kilometers by the hundreds. And it probably will. A quick peek inside shows a familiar BMW curved display, M-specific seats, and that iconic steering wheel. But this time there's space for everything. Whether it's camera gear, docks, skis, or just groceries, this is performance and practicality in one menacing package. For years, American enthusiasts could only drool over the M5 Touring from afar. But now it's official. The M5 Touring is coming to the USA. It's the first time BMW is offering it on both sides of the Atlantic. The 2025 BMW M5 Touring isn't just a fast wagon. It's a statement. A 727 horsepower V8 plug-in hybrid missile that just happens to have a room for the whole family. And we're absolutely here for it. But before we get too caught up in the carbon fiber and hybrid powertrains, let's take a moment to remember where it all started. This is the BMW E28 M5, launched back in 1985 and widely considered the very first super sedan. Hand-built in Munich and powered by the same engine as the legendary M1 supercar, the E28 packed a 3.5-liter inline six-cylinder, pushing out 286 horsepower, that's 210 kilowatts. That might sound tame today, but in the mid-80s, this was unheard of in a family sedan. Subtle, classy, and brutally fast. It was a wolf in a pinstripe suit. No flared arches, no flashy aero, just business and speed. From the understated menace of the E28 to the electrified muscle of today's Touring, 40 years later, the M5 still defines what a super sedan or super wagon should be. Now, from horsepower to pure art, BMW's obsession with performance has always gone hand in hand with bold design, but sometimes they take it to the whole other level. These are the BMW Art Cars, a rolling canvases painted by legends like Andy Warhol, Roy Lichtenstein and Jeff Koons. Each one is a unique fusion of speed and creativity. Let's take a look at these.
It was Walter Maurer, by the way, who is still alive. I visited him last week in his paint shop. He created this car based on Stella's designs on a little model, and he said it took hundreds of hours to really put this pattern onto the car, because it's a two-dimensional approach to a three-dimensional object. You have to get all those grid graph paper pattern stripe is something that took a long time, and Stella loved it when he came and saw the car and could help on the finishing touches, and then of course came and signed the car. And Jochen Meerpasch said about the car, we gave the artist completely free rein in their work. After Calder, the first car, there was only one guideline. You should incorporate themes of technology, mobility, and the myth of Le Mans as much as you can and as much as you wish. So the one thing is that artists, of course, that have full creative freedom cannot do is add to the weight or to the aerodynamics of the car. The car is designed to ideally win a race. The car is designed or is so weightless, that you even clip off the tips of screws that go into the car to save weight. So the artists know they have to work within these confines of not adding anything to the aerodynamics and not adding much weight. You actually also see a windshield wiper, painted. This is new in the Art Cars series. What I want to say here, first and foremost, is also Michael Jagamaro Nelson. Just like Frank Stella last year, he passed away in 2020. So it comes a little too late to Danubiana, but now we have this legacy here. And what I think is so important when we look at the series of the BMW Art Cars and the way they began, with the big Western, pop artists, white males, obviously, from Andy Warhol and Liechtenstein and so forth. But this series also includes Michael Jagamaro Nelson, an Aboriginal, now you would say indigenous artist, who also created an amazing addition to the series. Just like, if you allow me, when you see the little models over there, and they were already pointed out on our way there, this amazing car by Esther Malangu, creating a car in 1992. She's an Ndebele tribal artist, still working away in South Africa. She's in her 90s. And now, finally, she gets all the attention of the art world. There is Swiss Beats, Alicia Keys, so many more, Oprah Winfrey collecting her work now, Rihanna and what's this guy? Pharrell, exactly. He's also collecting her work. So all of a sudden, she gets shows around the world. She's represented by galleries around the world. And that is Esther Malangu. Sometimes it takes a long time. She's in her 90s, as I said, and she just turned 90, and she got to create a BMW in 1992, the year after Nelson Mandela was released from prison. Of course, without that and the early Stella, there would not be this series. And it's also interesting what these cars tell amongst each other, because they're so much bigger than just the one car. It's the series that also makes them meaningful. For example, the Jeff Koons car has a starting number for the Le Mans race in 2010, the number 79, because Jeff Koons wanted that number, because in 1979 it was Andy Warhol's M1 that was racing at Le Mans. I told you about the fluorescent letters on the car of Jenny Holzer from 1999, because she wanted to honor the 24-hour race. On the Liechtenstein car, early pop artist from 1977, coming a year after Stella, there is the setting sun and the rising sun in his signature Ben-Day cartoon-style dots, also to pay tribute to the 24-hour race of Le Mans.
From the understated E28 to the wild hybrid Touring, and even to the art-covered legends, BMW's M legacy is anything but boring. It's a mix of engineering, emotion, and just enough madness. If you're into fast wagons, iconic designs, and a bit of BMW history, you're in the right place. Hit that like button, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more cars that move your soul as much as they move your speedometer.